confined to just our homes for over 2 months, it is now that we truly realize the worth of freedom, the worth of being able to hit the road at just our whimsy. This film was shot a long time ago when traveling was still normal and when we could head out for a drive just for the pleasure of it and reach places far and distant into this wonderful world. Being lovers of automotive machinery, our favorite way of discovering new places will always be by the road. The journey by road is often more beautiful than the destination itself. And our companion for this road trip? A swanky Volvo XC40. Roads are often a record of who have gone before, and sometimes you're just in the mood for a long drive without any real destination. We, however, did have a destination at the end of our drive, but we never realized how soon it came by. Munching miles on the highway and then through some beautiful country roads, we soon reached what is a very sacred site for Hindus in India. This is Pushkar, the temple town of Rajasthan. Pushkar is one of the most ancient cities of India and a very important pilgrim site in Hindu mythology. The town is set around the Pushkar lake, which is adorned by 52 ghats and over 400 temples. The most famous of these is a 14th century Brahma temple, the only one in India. Pushkar also isn't a town with great roads. The lanes here are sometimes quite narrow and typically Indian in their nature, but our XC40 ambled along these roads with great comfort and maneuverability. The first place we headed to after entering Pushkar was the Savitri temple, which is really a must visit when you are in Pushkar. A ropeway ride takes you to the top of a small hill from where you can see the entire Pushkar valley down below. We got a beautiful glimpse of Pushkar town from atop the hill as the clouds and the sun played a mesmerizing game of light and shade with some scattered bursts of rain as well. The lanes around the Pushkar lake are also adorned by a very vibrant market selling everything, from stores of handcrafted textiles, jewelries and Rajasthani souvenirs. There's a shop for everybody. Exploring these lanes, you also realize about a very vibrant hippie culture that has become an intrinsic part of this town. Being flocked by international tourists all year round, the streets of Pushkar are now lined with numerous cafes and some that offer a breathtaking view of the lake too. After a sumptuous meal, we sat by the lake in the evening breeze for some solace. With the smell of incense and the sound of chanting hymns floating in the air, Pushkar breathed its mystical charm onto us. We were in the land of sand and camels, and how could we not go for some dune bashing? Early next morning, we set out on a search to get some sand around. Well, not dune bashing per se, but we did find an off-road trail pretty soon. The Volvo XC40 is of course no off-roader, but even with its basic all-wheel drive system and a dedicated off-road mode, the XC40 took on everything which you added with ease. This particular model was powered by a 2-liter diesel engine which has now been discontinued in the BS6 era along with the all-wheel drive system. And that's really a shame because it's such a potent motor with oodles of torque. We admit most people would never take their XC40 off-roading like this, but sometimes it's just really fun throwing up some dirt in what is essentially a luxury SUV. On our way back, we decided to stop by the town of Ajmer, which is merely 14 kilometers away from Pushkar. The Anna Sagar Lake in Ajmer with lush green mountains in the backdrop is really a sight to behold. Although artificially built, it's sometimes really hard to believe that this landscape belongs to Rajasthan. Parked by the lake, it also gave us some time to appreciate the timeless Swedish design of the XC40. Not quite as fussy as some of its German counterparts, elegant and flamboyant are really the words to describe the XC40. The interiors too are as meticulously laid out with beautiful detailing through wood inlays and brushed metal trim. The crystal gear lever, however, has to be our favorite. There is still some time before we are again able to travel like this, but road trips are essential. Traveling is essential. To see places through or not through a windscreen is essential. At least once a year, go someplace where I've never been before. It's uncanny how attributes like time and place cease to exist when you're out on the road, and all that remains is but a therapy and joy that only driving and traveling brings to you.